Jom Pantau is an election monitoring project for the pending Malaysian 13th general election. It is official platform for Bersih 2.0 to monitor any irregularities and fraudulent practices in the upcoming 13th general elections. Our guiding principles are based on Bersih 8 demands for free and fair election and also Election Offences Act. Jom Pantau is carried out in cooperation with Bersih 2.0, Malaysian Election Observers Network (MIONET), and Southeast Asia Centre for E-Media (CSEM). All the findings of this election monitoring will be compiled and presented to public. To date, we have already received up to 1,875 reports, presently being processed and categorized. These reports are mainly centered on alleged irregularities in the electoral roll and other form of irregular practices described in the Election Offences Act 1954. As of now, 194 reports have already been classified by our team and have been uploaded onto the online website www.pru13.info. This special dedicated website also contains a summarized version of Election Offences Act 1954 for ordinary member of public to understand their rights as voters. These offences will help the general public to determine what is considered election offences and malpractices before, during and after polling day. Member of public and also ordinary citizen can submit their reports through email, Twitter, SMS and Facebook. Where online media is not accessible, reports can be made via direct telephone calls, fax and in person to the different monitoring points. Jom Pantau will check all the reports received, whether it comes with evidence to support, such as photo, videos, and documents. We will verify the authenticity of the report and upload to Jom Pantau website and submit to relevant agencies to take further actions. We expect that these reports will be seriously looked into by the Election Commission and other relevant authorities, because civil society organizations like KOMAS does not have the necessary resources, access and capacity to verify the alleged reported offences on the ground. After all, this is sworn duty and mandate of Election Commission. To date, the report received by Jom Pantau has revealed the following findings. 84 chat online reports of people with same old IC numbers but registered with different names. Later I will show you more examples. 38 chat online reports of voters have same name and date of birth. We will show the examples later. Regular voter status was changed to pengundi tidak hadir or pengundi post without their knowledge, even though they are not qualified to be postal voters. And another kind of report is not registered voter but appeared in electoral roll on 9th May 2012. The complainant reported she found her name registered for Butterworth Parliamentary, but upon checking again the following day, the SPR record showed it was changed to Klang constituency. Jom Pantau has already organized 2 training workshops for election monitoring agents and observers. To date, 171 members of public from different parts of Malaysia have signed up to be trained and to act as election monitors for the upcoming 13 general elections. KOMAS have been involved in election monitoring and documentation and voters education since 1990s and has organized many human rights workshops, video screenings and the production of human rights education resources material such as videos, comic books, posters, cartoons and pamphlets. You can check out online in KOMAS website. We urge concerned citizens to get involved in Jom Pantau to monitor the upcoming GE30. We also need financial resources to carry out this effort because Jom Pantau is independent and public contribution to make it work. We strongly urge all Malaysians, regardless of political leaning, to help ensure the coming election is free, fair and clean elections. We must make sure that the the elected government of this country is truly mandated by the people through a genuine democratic process and not through fraudulent means. So anyone can report election offences through this website, piu13.info. They can send report online. Here's the form when they click. So they can put up details of the report and the category, name, contact number. Another feature is they actually can pinpoint where the offences happen, the exact location. Okay, and they can upload photos and also link videos and also news link, online news link. And you can click on the other ones. So people can send report through SMS. We have a special SMS number. They can call, and they also send email or hashtag Jom _Pantau. So if there's any election offences, we can follow up with the details. And we have different categories. So far, we have 5 categories. Maybe we will include more categories. And once you click on the category, you can check the more details. Let's say it's one of the report. When you click, you can read the full report and the photos if there's any. This one of the person, I think it's revealed before. He's 12 years old. And we also put, if let's say we check online, we also put what are the dates we check, what time we check online, and any supporting evidence. So if we also have a category when disahkan atau tidak disahkan, verified or not verified. Most of the thing, as I mentioned before, we cannot verify on the ground. Let's say we have evidence of photo, videos, and testimonies. Of course, we receive as a genuine evidence. We'll investigate more. The easiest way we can check, if let's say related to electoral roll, we can check online. So we can verify immediately on the website. Okay. Then all the reports will appear in this timeline, so we can click and get further information. So this one of the example is the report that there's a lot of flags of political party. Even it's not a campaigning period, it's already up there. So people took photos of the flags and inform us about the location. We also have the ringkasan akta kesalahan pilihan raya and also the full Election Offences Act. Here's the ringkasan, you can download. And the full akta is also there. Yeah, when we check online, it's same old IC number, but the new IC number is different. Same here. And we have same name, Salama binti Karim, Salama binti Karim. And when you look at the birth date, 5705-1910, 5705-1910, same birth date and same name. So these are the details questionable. And we also hear cases that they are not registered voter, but someone registered for them. Then we call and check, they say, okay, we just terima the borang. The sign, of course, they cannot verify the name. What is your signature? So if the details are correct, address, IC number, so your name will be automatically on electoral roll. You see, there's no any verification process even when you register. That means like attach IC, photostat IC, or like to verify your signatures even. So we have to, I think that we have to look into even the registration process. That's why one of the demand of BERSA is automatic registration. So you should tally with your NRD records. But I think it's a good initiative to start off. We have to set certain standards of elections. After, I don't know, after 50 years of independence, now only we are seriously talking about free and fair election, cleaning up the electoral roll after maybe since the BERSA won. So it's a good effort for free and fair elections. So we have to start from somewhere, isn't it? So even for KOMAS, we have started documenting election offences since 1990s. Mostly we did video monitoring. So even during that period, we had a lot of cases. So it's good to document these cases and let the public or the people decide on the electoral system, whether it's free and fair. They are the judge in the end of the day. Okay, these are the initiatives to strengthen the democracy in the country. So if you don't do this also, it will become even worse. Now we want to show that someone is watching you, better do the right thing. Okay.
So for me, it's not only happened here lah. For me as a Sarawak kid itself, when I was working as an election observer last year, this Jom Pantau initiative is not only to find a fraud, but in order also to empower the people, which one is right, which one is not, register as a voter or not, important or not. This is not only for one to blame each party or any government, but to empower themselves what is their right toward as a citizen itself. Why they need to vote, what's wrong during election or not. So we all of us need to know all of this.
We actually started off with Undi Sarawak last year. It's a similar website, but more simple format. Of course, we work with like Mionet, Cebu election watchers, and we collected around 100 reports. And as all of you know, like, a lot of the reports have been taken into consideration by Bersih to call for Bersih 2 actually. And also, as Evelyn mentioned, that for Malaysian citizen, I think a lot of people still don't know what is right and wrong during election. So sometimes it jadi apa, we say like a culture to receive hamper, to receive money even before the elections. And also the politicians, of course, making use of this. We need support from the mainstream media or traditional media to publicize this initiative. Of course, rural folks who don't have internet access, they can't read all of this information. So we have printed like flyers. We're going to like have a short video PSA and burn DVD and distribute. Since we have started a few months earlier, so I think before the next GE, hopefully we can reach out to people who without the internet access. Actually, they are the main ones who have to like observe the elections, the rural areas outside of KL or the main cities. It's a difficult thing to do, but if the media support us, like the mainstream or traditional media, even to publicize, it will be helpful. We actually try to approach some media, but it's not fruitful yet. I think my personal view is the system is flawed, and we just keep on adding names that doesn't really help, isn't it? Because we have to settle on the registration part first before even adding the name. I think they should freeze registering new voters because the electoral itself is not clean. And maybe if they are saying or like they are calling for registering new voters, and they want people just to forget about the election offences or the frauds in the vote and diverting the issues. Also, you need funds and observers to support this initiative. Thanks.